Welcome back, everybody, to Beauty Bears All podcast. I am your host, Emily Styles. As you can see, some things have changed. My hair has gotten a little bit longer. If you can tell, if you can't, that's fine. We'll take it. That means it looks good. It's natural. I did it myself. Of course I did, right? But welcome back, everybody. Today, I want to have a real conversation, not just about beauty trends, not just about skincare, weight loss, not just lashes, nails, and the aesthetics, right? I want to talk about the pressures underneath it all. Because lately I've been noticing something. Beauty doesn't even feel relaxing anymore. Look at this. Look at my roots coming in. This is a perfect example. Like the constant pressure of having to look good and to stay looking youthful and remain relevant if you're in an industry that requires that of you, right? It feels like a performance. Everybody is trying to glow up. Everybody's trying to improve themselves. Everybody is chasing a better, clearer skin, fuller hair, more confidence, more youth, and more perfection. And listen, there's absolutely nothing wrong with self-care. There's nothing wrong with wanting to feel beautiful, but at what point does self-improvement slowly become self-pressure? That's a conversation that I want to have today with everybody because I truly believe we're living in what I like to call beauty burnout era. And honestly, a lot of women are exhausted, and men and theys and thems, people are just exhausted, right? So let's really unpack this together. We've got the fix yourself culture, right? One thing I've noticed recently is how normalized it's become to constantly feel like we need to fix something about ourselves. Now it's Botox appointments, lip filler touch-up, skin tightening, even skin lightening, right? Because people have hyperpigmentation. Then you got weight loss injections, which I'm not opposed because I just recently started some. Um, Laser treatments, which I've also had. So again, nothing wrong. Hair extensions, I also partake of, right? The body sculpting, I've done that, PDO threads, jaw contouring. I've also had some kind of treatment, nothing surgical, right? And preventative anti-aging treatments before people even show signs of aging, like going in your 20s to get these types of services done. And you don't even have, you're not even a day past 21, right? You're just starting to prevent. Prevent what? You look amazing at 21, 25 even, and they're making you start Botox early as preventative care. But guess what? Now those muscles, let me not even go down that rabbit hole. Whatever. Do as thou will, right? I guess. But, and again, let me make this clear. Let me be transparent, right? Crystal clear. I'm not against these things because I partake in a lot of these things, but some of the services are honestly amazing when done correctly and intentionally. But we've seen incredible advancements in aesthetics and beauty medicine. Microneedling is amazing. It can improve texture and acne scarring. PRP facials help stimulate collagen. Medical grade skincare can transform skin health. Laser treatments can improve pigmentation and confidence. Even Botox, when done subtly and responsibly, can soften lines beautifully. There's real artistry and science in this industry, right? But what concerns me is when enhancements become identity, when you identify with this. And when people start feeling like they can't recognize themselves without all the maintenance, that's when beauty stops being empowering and starts becoming emotionally expensive. And social media absolutely fuels this, right? People scroll all day looking at filtered faces, edited bodies, perfect lighting, luxury lifestyles, and highly curated beauty routines. So now the normal human just feels like um, I got all these flaws that I need to change, right? Pores become a problem. Smile lines become emergencies. Natural aging becomes something to panic over now. And this is dangerous emotionally, right? Because perfection is a moving target. You never fully arrive there. And so we have to be so careful to what extent we go, trying to keep up with looking youthful and keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak, of the beauty industry, of the world, of society, what society considers beautiful, right? Now, there's a lot of pressure now with all these medications and all these surgeries to lose weight. Everybody wants to get this um skinny body, right? And is it being done in a healthy way, you know? It's literally the elephant in the room. GLP medications like Wegovy, which I just recently started, Ozempic, and Zepbound have completely shifted the beauty culture. And honestly, the conversation around them is complicated because on one side, there are people whose lives are genuinely changing for the better, right? And then, like, for instance, women with PCOS, insulin resistance, hormone imbalances, inflammation, metabolic struggles, emotional eating patterns, weight they could not lose despite trying for years. This is all helpful for them. And I think compassion matters in this conversation, not judgment, right? We shouldn't be judging people in on any of these things. A lot of people are finally feeling hope again, finally feeling energy again, finally seeing movement in their bodies after years of frustration. And that matters. But at the same time, social media has turned rapid weight loss into an aesthetic trend. And that part worries me because now people are chasing thinness quickly without fully understanding the other side of it, right? Muscle loss, hair shedding, nutritional deficiencies, loose skin, fatigue, gallbladder issues, pancreatic issues as well, emotional adjustments and identity shifts. People think the transformation ends with the weight loss, but sometimes the emotional journey actually begins afterwards because changing physically can affect you mentally too. And honestly, we don't talk enough about that. So many of us are looking to look good and feel good, but then it becomes body dysmorphia. No matter how thin some people get, they don't see that they look good, they don't feel good, especially having been told most of their life or having people tell them that they're big, that they need to lose weight, they have to do all kinds of things. So it's important that if you are going through this process that you understand this is a lifestyle change. This isn't a trend to follow. This isn't something you do for instant gratification. Like you really have to put in the hard work. And people like myself, for instance, I started with Gobi last week. I lost 3 pounds so far on my first week. I'm not going to have those types of numbers every week, right? Officially, Saturday will be my full week. But I've changed my lifestyle prior to even trying this because I was going to go get the sleeve surgery, right? Being transparent with you all. Years ago, I was ready. I was 2 weeks out from getting the stomach surgery so I can lose weight because I had been struggling with PCOS weight forever. And I would work out, I would go to the gym. I'm always like on the go, moving, moving, moving. People would always be like, I don't know how, you haven't lost all this weight from all the things that you do, right? I'm constantly on the go. My portions of food were small. The types of food that I was eating, the times of day that I was eating. I was eating before a certain time, not past a certain time, drinking plenty of water, doing all that. But it just recently came out. It just so happens that they've changed PCOS from PCOS to PMOS, I think it was called. Like it's a metabolic issue that they finally realized that people with PCOS or PMOS are not people that are just sitting at home eating all day and sitting down all day. That a lot of us are on the go and just are not able to get the weight down. So I was going to get the surgery, so I had already went to see a therapist, a nutritionist. I went through the whole thing. They were teaching me how to eat, what to eat, and everything. And my whole life, I've been up and down in weight. I say my most of my adult life, right? In my late 20s, I would say was when I really started to struggle with my weight, where I gained and gained and gained because of the PCOS, and I didn't know that I was dealing with PCOS. So my last resort, or at least what I thought at that time, was that I'm gonna have to just get the sleeve because Nutrisystem isn't working. This weight loss process and Weight Watchers and this, like nothing would work. I would lose 20 pounds, maybe 30, and then I'd plateau. Didn't matter if I restricted my calories more, if I walked more, weight lifted more. It did not matter what I did. I ate smaller portions. I kept cutting the portions to the point where I was eating 1,000 calories a day. That was not helping me. Then I increased my protein and I increased my carbs and I went vegan and I did so many different things that the point is that I actually really gave a shit and I tried my very best to get on track. And so 2 years ago, I started taking the PCOS supplement, which is Peach Perfect, which many of you that I know have seen other content of mine know that I promote it on social media. That initially helped me because it helped me regulate my insulin resistance and all these different things. So now that I'm on Wegovy, all this to say that now that I'm on Wegovy, because I know how to eat, what to eat, when to eat, I have an app. So anybody who's interested, this app is called Eat. Hold on. Let me not lie to you guys. Let me check. Eatwise. Okay. Eatwise is an amazing, amazing app. So basically on Eatwise, you put your starting weight, you put your information, and it will help you slowly but surely, remind you it's time to eat. It's time to eat. You put in your weight on week one, what your starting weight is. You put in the amount of water that you're drinking so you can stay hydrated because a lot of times people also don't lose weight because they're not drinking enough water. They're not walking, they're not moving, they're not having, if you have insulin resistance, if insulin resistance is your main issue, which is either you have PCOS, you have a metabolic issue, you're pre-diabetic, or you have diabetes type 2, type 1, whatever it is, whatever the reason for your weight gain is, if it has to do with insulin resistance of some sort, this app is going to help you keep your sugar regulated and normalized so that you can lose the weight. The problem we have is if we don't keep our sugar normal, it spikes, it goes up, it goes down, it goes crazy. If we have a low blood sugar and we go hypoglycemic, we can crash out. It's very dangerous, so I do not recommend that. But moving on, moving forward in our topic for this evening, because I can stay on that all night. I can talk about holistic health and whole, all kinds of stuff. I can talk about spiritualism and the show. I can talk about anything and everything, but I want to stay focused, right? Because my mom says my podcasts are too damn long. So thanks, Mom. Love you too. So let's talk about women, men and women and people becoming their own doctors. And this is where I think the conversation gets a little deeper. Because honestly, I believe part of what we're seeing in the beauty culture right now goes beyond vanity. Because a lot of women are actually tired, not lazy, not dramatic, not lacking discipline, tired. They're dealing with hormonal imbalances, inflammation, cortisol issues, hair loss, gut problems, weight fluctuations, fatigue, anxiety, brain fog, sleep issues, burnout, perimenopause symptoms, or in menopause, autoimmune concerns, rheumatoid arthritis, thyroid issues, lupus, all kinds of things going on. And for years, many were dismissed. I was one of them. My partner, one of them. And they were told, your labs are normal. You just need to lose weight. You're probably stressed. Maybe you're depressed. Just eat healthier, walk more, drink more water, go to the gym and work out. Meanwhile, deep down, they knew something felt off in their bodies. I knew many people that I speak to, many of my clients, colleagues, people I meet, family members, all over, everywhere you go, people are burnt out. People. But women are carrying a heavy load. And women had to start becoming their own researchers, right? Learning about their hormones, learning about ingredients, what their nervous system regulation looks like, learning about gut health, learning insulin resistance, learning about inflammation and cortisol and cycle syncing, like women becoming their own advocates because they have to, because no one is figuring out. And if there are, they're very few and far in between, right? And honestly, sorry. And honestly, I think that one of the biggest shifts in the beauty industry right now is that beauty is no longer just about makeup and hair. Women want wellness now. They want energy. They want clarity. They want healthy skin, balanced hormones, peace, mental stability, confidence, and vitality. And I actually think that part is beautiful. I think women are waking up and realizing that I don't just want to look healthy, I want to feel healthy, right? But social media complicates that too, because now healing itself has become an aesthetic. Everybody suddenly has a supplement routine. I eat this in a day. What I eat in a day. A perfect wellness morning, a green juice, a red light mask, a cold plunge, a 5 a.m. routine, or I'm on this peptide or that peptide, and they're not even FDA approved, and you don't know who the heck you're getting them from. And sometimes healing doesn't look aesthetic at all. Sometimes healing is slow, messy, emotional, confusing, expensive, even. I've spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to get healthy, to get well, to be my own advocate. Sometimes your body takes months to respond, and sometimes you're trying everything and still struggling, right? And honestly, women deserve more compassion during this process. When I had to help heal my body from an adrenal crisis that I dealt with about 10 years ago now, almost, my body crashed out, and I kept telling the doctors something is wrong. And they kept saying, your labs are fine, your blood work, to this, to that, you're having an anxiety attack. And I'm like, I don't get this many anxiety attacks. And even if I do, they were never to that level. I would get like a little bit overwhelmed and I'd have to woosah, go for a ride, maybe blast some music when I was younger, find something to do, and I would get through my anxiety. But, going to the emergency room time after time and being told it's just anxiety just didn't sit well with me. So I had to go and investigate further. And when I did my own research and I became my own advocate, and I read so much. When I tell you I read and I absorbed so much information, and on top of that, I sat quietly and I prayed and I spoke to the creator. Whether you believe in that or not, that's not what we're discussing here. We're discussing that my experience transformed my life. And when I sat quietly and I let information come in the stillness, right? Because I heard, be still and know that I am. For those of you that are Bible believers or churchgoers, you've heard that before, which for those that don't know what I'm referring to, that is the creator from what we believe, saying to you, be still and know that I am the creator, that I've got you, that you are going to be okay, that everything is going to be fine. And when I was dealing with the hardest things or most difficult things in my life, hearing, I think it was just because I had scripture embedded in me from an early life of being in church and stuff, I would get scriptures just come to me, and that gave me peace. And so everyone has whatever is going to work from them for them. Mine is being in nature, my music, being quiet, talking to the what I believe to be the creator. Some people may say it's your inner voice, it's your inner self, whatever you want to call it, whatever you feel that it is. For me, I was talking and dialoguing with a higher being or no one at all, right? Maybe nobody. I was talking and listening to my inner thoughts or the fact that I had all this information, but it gave me peace to just woosah. So, a lot of times we just need to be still. We need to chill out. We need to unplug. We need to disconnect from everything and just be. Be there, be present. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about what you have to get done. It'll get done tomorrow. Like today, you matter. Your peace and your health and sanity are important, right? Because none of this matters if you're 6 feet under. And that's what I try to tell people all the time. None of the paycheck chasing, goal chasing, and any of the beauty and the vanity, so to speak, right? Because at the end of the day, everything, all of it is vanity, if you listen to what King Solomon said. And so pursuing anything and everything, it's great, it's good, do it, whatever. But at the end of the day, we can't take it with us, right? We can't take our material things with us. So be grounded and find a way to balance it all. Do a little of this, do a little bit of that, but also balance, bring yourself back, right? So let's talk about skincare overload and trend fatigue. Because skincare right now is overwhelming. Everyone online suddenly has a product, right? How many of you have seen Medicube? The obsession is real so much, in fact, that I got sucked into it. And I'm going to try this. And hopefully for next time, this is the Medicube PDRN Pink Collagen Volume Serum. I heard that people's fingers swelled up from the collagen and the volume that this provides. I wanted for this here. So speaking of all kinds of things, I'm still sucked into the trends. And because this is what I do, I'm a beauty professional and I got to share with you guys what works, what doesn't work. Another thing that does work is this magical stuff here. It's called D'Alba. D'Alba. You can get this online. Sorry guys. I think it's because it's a clear bottle, but there's like gold stuff in it. And this is an aromatic spray serum. It's got gold particles in it, and makeup artists use this before and after applying makeup. But anyway, I digress. Let's continue. No, I do not get paid for this, and I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. And if you guys do want to sponsor me, holla at your girl. But everybody online is suddenly a skin expert. People are laying 6 acids, retinol, chemical exfoliant, peptides, LED mask, which I do have, but let me tell you, I probably have used it 5 times. Barrier creams, ice rolling, I got those. Those were gifted to me. Um, and like a 10-step routine. And then they're wondering why their skin barriers damaged. Less is more. Okay. it's the truth. I laugh because that's my motto for a lot of things. And people always ask me, well, what do you use on your skin? Your skin looks so nice and this. I'm like, I try not to use much. And growing up, before my uncle passed away when I was about 14, he told me, you're naturally beautiful. Don't go crazy with makeup. You don't need much of anything. Just be you, be natural. So I'm like, okay, unc. I'm like, but you're my uncle, so you're supposed to say stuff like that. But to honor him and to also honor myself, I kind of stuck to that and I try not to overdo it because it ages us, right? And most people don't know that I'm almost 43. Most people think I'm still in my 30s. And I even had one person, which I was like, you're gassing me. That's a lie. Like last year, they were like, oh, I thought you were 29. I'm like, please, you trying to get a discount on your haircut? Boy, bye. But it was nice. People are nice, customers are nice, but no, I'm not 29. And would I love to have stayed at 29 forever? Heck yeah. But then I wouldn't have gained these fine wisdom hairs. Here, my little streak of fabulosity. But anyway, you see how I squirrel? This is why I need to write my stuff down and share it so that I don't get sidetracked and don't have 1 hour long podcast. But let's keep it moving. So, a key to skincare is hydration. Teas, water, lemon water, melon water, watermelon, fruit. Eat your fruit. If you're not allergic, have blueberries, antioxidants, all the berries, blackberries, strawberries. Strawberries I rather frozen in my protein shake. Which protein shake do I recommend? No, I'm not being paid by Orgain either. Organic protein. I like this. It's chocolate flavor. It's 2 scoops of that. That's for the right amount of protein. Don't forget, it's 2 scoops. And I take my frozen strawberries and I add about half a cup of frozen strawberries to that. Give or take, sometimes a full cup. It depends on my strawberry mood. And then at times I will put some hemp seeds in there, some chia seeds. And if I'm in the mood, a little bit of sunflower butter or almond butter. I do not use peanut butter. It's very fatty and there's a lot of crap in these things. So you have to read the labels. Just be very mindful of that. But anyway, and I'm taking a B complex by, I forgot who the heck they're called. But if you guys are interested, because B vitamins are very important as well, I'll get that for you guys on another show. But hydration, let's go back. Hydration is important, whether it be from eating fruits and drinking a lot of water and all that. Sometimes that's not enough, and we got to get electrolytes. And to be honest, I don't really like the electrolyte packets. So you're probably better off by adding a pinch of sea salt into your water, a lot of water, because if you have high blood pressure, that might be risky. So consult with your physician first. Don't just go by what I'm saying. But anyway, I don't like when my monitor gets dim. But, they talk about SPF. If you're going to use SPF, I would tell you to go with the most organic and the most natural without the minerals and all these aluminums and zinkies and toxins in it because what we put on our skin, what we eat in our bodies is what's causing the skin cancer. I don't have to be a medical scientist, I mean, a medical professional or a scientist to tell you that what we're absorbing and what is being caked all over our skin has chemicals in it. And these things are what are converting all kinds of cells into malignant cells. So be very careful with being in the sun and not using more of an organic approach when it comes to SPF, okay? Keep your routines simple, right? I have this Korean facial scrubs. One side is rough for when my skin is dry in my T-zone, and the other side is gentle for when all that stuff is not around. I just gently put, and I didn't have much of any reason to use any of that stuff, but I had just gone into the store and asked the lady, like, because everybody says Korean skincare is life. So I'm like, I want to know what that's all about. So boom, she gave me a routine, but do I do it all the time? No, the lady even told me, do not do this all the time. Do this a couple times a week, and if you've already done the rough side, flip it and do the soft side. And then she gave me a serum, an oil to put, like a serumy, not oily. It's a nice consistency. It's not oily or anything, but it hydrates your pores. And then I put a moisturizer that she gave me over that. But I don't do that all the time. Less is more. Maybe I'll do that once or twice a week, that whole routine, if I remember, because I don't do makeup every day. I don't put crap on my skin. I'm very simple when it comes to my skincare routine, and that is why people say I look youthful. Or it could just be decent genes or the foods that I'm eating. But, keep it simple. But healthy skin is important. Don't keep covering your crap. Don't cover your skin. Be yourself. Stop trying to be chiseled out all day. Like, you don't need to go to work with layers of skin. Nobody needs to see all that. I do it from time to time when I feel like it. But I like to keep my makeup looks that are sharp for special occasions because I don't want you to think that I woke up like this every day. Just, I don't want you to think I look like this all the damn time. I want you to be able to see me in the street and be like, oh, that's him. That's me because I don't look overdone. And some of these filters that I use, I have to admit, on TikTok specifically, putting it out there, I sometimes look like a really young version of myself, and my lips are super filled in, and I'm like, oh, that looks nice. I should take this picture with me when I go consult a plastic surgeon. And I'm like, what the hell for? My lips are fine. Let's love the body that we're in now. So that if you do decide to change something, that you're gonna still love you then, right? But I digress. And we've got so many different product lines. It's like, what do we use? People want perfect skin that's so perfect that it's becoming unhealthy. Real skin has texture, pores, movement, life. You don't want to look like a freaking filter every time you step out into the world because then when you don't have a filter, you hate the way you look. Because there have been times that I use a filter for so many years that I'm just like, who is that looking back at me? She's 100. And then I'm like, oh no, I have forehead lines. Okay, that's normal, right? It's normal. Everybody behind the screen like, get yourself some Botox. And I'm like, don't do it. All right, well, let's talk about things that I actually do love. Let's talk about them. I love the move towards soft beauty, softer beauty, right? Healthy hair, glossy skin, glossy skin. Wispy lashes. Builder gel or none, right? Keep my hands natural for now. Soft glam makeup, me right now. A soft glam, natural brows, kinda. And more intentional beauty, right? Even with the nails, we're seeing so much of the structured manicure, builder gels, and healthier approaches instead of constantly destroying our natural nails. Our natural nails are not meant to be jacked up the way we abuse them. These things have like jackhammers coming to them every time we sit in the chair and they're doing construction on our nails. It's crazy, like the stuff we sign up for. But no one's gonna tell me about my lashes, even though right here I got and lashes. People are slowly moving away from extremely heavy volume sets into softer textured look. That's me, a softer textured look, more natural. It just, that looks more natural, right? And honestly, I think people are craving softness again. Less harsh beauty, less trying to look identical, less chasing perfection. Beauty should enhance you, not erase you. And that's something I hope this industry continues moving forward. And What's actually not a good look that I'm not a super fan of right now is losing yourself trying to keep up with everybody else, following every trend, buying every product, even if sometimes I do, guilty, changing your face every 6 months, feeling like you're never enough naturally. That energy is exhausting. And honestly, social media profits off of it, off of you, off of us, because the more insecure we are, the more products they can sell you, right? That's why discouragement, I mean, I'm sorry. That's why discernment, not discouragement. I discourage you from buying all these products online, but this is why discernment matters now more than ever. Not every treatment is necessary. Not every trend is timeless. Not every influencer is educated, and not every viral beauty tip is safe. And I think people are finally starting to wake up to that because confidence cannot be injected. Peace cannot be filtered, and self-worth cannot come from likes online. This is so true. So if you take anything away from today's episode, let it be this. There's nothing wrong with evolving. There's nothing wrong with beauty treatments or self-care or wanting confidence or wanting to feel good in your own skin. But don't, I repeat, but don't abandon yourself trying to become someone else. Don't let trends disconnect you from your identity. And don't forget that beauty is supposed to support your life, not consume it. Because honestly, the most beautiful people I have ever met were never the most perfect. They were the most grounded. Thanks for spending time with me today on Beauty Bears All. Your host, Emily Stiles, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you again. Good night.